Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another episode of Franchise Hockey Manager 8 with the Omaha Harvesters. This is, I think, episode 3 of the Harvesters playthrough, and I don't know where we are overall. It's got to be close to 30 at this point. We are through November up to December 1st, and look at that record for the Harvesters, 21-9. We're in first place in the Central Division. We have the second best record in the NHL behind only the Boston Bruins. We are playing really, really good hockey right now. We're getting some good offense, getting some decent goaltending, and getting some pretty solid defense. So let's, I guess let's look at the bad first. So we lost Trevor Zegras for 1 to 2 months. He was averaging over a point a game, had 21 points in his first 19 games. He went down for, I think at the time it said 2 to 3 months. So it's down to a month or two now with a torn groin. Hopefully we get him back soon. Marcus Almquist, we get him back in a little while as well. But other players have more than made up for it. So if we look at our stats, Igor Afanasayev, we got him from Nashville, 33 points in 30 games. The 26-year-old forward having a career season. I mean, he's already set a career high in goals. Oh, no, he hasn't. He scored 18 goals back in 23-24. So 3 goals away from a career high. He's 5 points away from a career high in points. He has just been fantastic. Dylan Cousins, he's doing what he did for us in Buffalo. But he's doing it with a little more goal-scoring oomph. You can see he's already got 10 goals in 30 games on the season. He's well on his way to pass his career high in goals. And really might be on his way. I mean, if he averages a point a game, he's going to break his career high in points as well. So Dylan Cousins coming over, having a really good season for us. Marcus Lindgren, the 20-year-old. We signed him as a free agent this offseason out of the Swedish League. 21 points in 26 games there for the 20-year-old. Matthew Robertson has been fantastic back on the blue line for us. Got 20 points at plus 17. Pierre-Luc Dubois has been okay. 19 points in 26 games. Not terrible. Mangiapane has been all right. 18 points in 30 games, plus 12. I mean, some decent scores, you know, in the mid to upper 60s for pretty much everybody. Samu Tuamala, 18 points. Dawson Mercer, 18. Luke McNamara, 18. Podkolzin, 16 and 29. Peyton Krebs is 16. Ryan Johnson, 14 points in only 19 games. He had been hurt. He just came back, but we'll probably put him back on the roster here. Muhammad Doolin, 11 points. That's our first sub-60 game rating. Simon Forsmark, sub-60 as well. Frank Nazar, we picked up off of waivers from the Kings. He had 2 points in 17 games with the Kings. He's got 8 points in 6 games with us. Rasmus Anderson is a plus 25 in 30 games. He's on the trade block, but he's been fantastic. Connor Geeky's been okay. 60 game rating. Jacob Slavin, 9 points in 30 games. Ponomaryov has played sparingly, but has 7 points in 10 games. And then our Wu has not been all that good. He's a -1. So in fact, let's get 2 in some playing time. And then goaltending wise, Kolosov, I mean, they're basically splitting the time. Blomqvist has been significantly better. Kolosov 11-7 with a 3.23 and a 9.05. Blomqvist 10-2-0, 2.69 and a 9.21. He's been fantastic. So that is where we stand. Depth chart. Yeah, I mean, we obviously have all of our draft picks. We're not super deep on the wing. Poroshkov is in the minors right now. Tyson Fevry was our #1 pick this past season. He will likely be up next season. Yeah, I'm sort of in this weird position where, Marin, where did we get him? Was he part of the expansion draft too? Yeah, he was part of the expansion draft. We're in this weird position in that we are playing pretty well right now, but I don't know that we're that good a team. I mean, I think we're pretty good. You look at our potential. We have a bunch of 3.5 and really a ton of 3.5 star potential players, 1 4-star potential player. So we don't have a ton of high end talent, but we don't have a lot of, kind of dregs either. We're pretty solid across the board. We've got a ton of salary cap space, so we could easily add a piece. I mean, maybe not right this second. We could add a piece, but at what cost? You know what I mean? Like, it might be cool to bring in a Sean Monahan, or an Anthony Mantha or something like that, but at what cost? I'm not keen on giving up, any of our young talent. I mean, Robertson's not super young, but at 26, he's sort of a core defenseman for us. I don't want to give him up. Forsmark's 24. I'd rather not give him up. I mean, maybe, if we can get the right, maybe we move someone like Simon Forsmark, who hasn't been terrific for us, but he is only 24. But, from a forward perspective, Mangiapane we'd give up. Tuamala probably we'd give up. I mean, really all these left wings except for Poroshkov and Fevry, I guess I'd be willing to part with. I don't want to go. I'm not moving Zagris. I'd trade Dubois. I mean, I guess we could trade Peyton Krebs. I mean, a lot of these guys in their mid-20s, they're kind of on that edge, right? Like where they're not really a prospect anymore, but they're not old. So what do you do with them? I mean, like someone like Marcus Lindgren, we certainly wouldn't trade. So if we wanted to pick up, a Sean Monahan or something like that, do we have the pieces to make it work without gutting the current roster? I don't know. We might still be in sell mode here because I'd like this franchise to go on for a little while. We won a couple of titles with Buffalo. I'd like to do the same thing with Omaha. So in order to do that, we need to move players a year too early versus a year too soon, right? So you take someone like Jacob Slavin, and if we can move him for anything now, or Rasmus Anderson, if we can move him for something now, or Mangiapane, if we can move him for something now, that might make more sense because next year he might not have as much value. It's like if we shot Mangiapane and we only get a handful, 35-year-old Cam Fowler, 5th-round pick, Tom Wilson, and Burakovsky. I mean, the 5th-round pick is fairly tempting, I guess. He's making 5.5 this year, 5.5 next year. Yeah, I mean, but if we trade him, we fall under the cap. We fall under the salary floor, which means we then have to turn around and sign somebody. So, at any rate, that's where we stand. We're not going to make any moves right this second. We're probably not making any moves, any significant moves, until next episode. We've got the players on the trade block. We will see how it goes, and we will potentially make some moves there. So first things first, monthly budget. I bumped our scouting up to +5 last month. I wanted to make sure we had all of our scouting, which means we might be able to now hire. Yeah, that's what I wanted to see. All of our scouting is dark blue now. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Perfect. So if we go back to monthly finances, bump team morale up to +3. Could probably bump that up again to +9. And then we'll bump game promotions and arena operations up as well. This number will continue to grow, which at the end of the season will allow us to upgrade the stadium, get more people in, and make our team better. So let's go ahead and start simming. A couple of players on waivers. Not uber interested in them. Really just looking for potential 3.5+ star type players on the waiver wire. If we can find some of those, then that's what we'll run with. So yeah, this is feeling very Vegas Golden Knights-ish, right? With the start we've gotten off to here, and hopefully it can continue. All right, so they're happy with us. Pierre-Luc Dubois is day-to-day. He's out for a few days with a skate bite, so we will replace him with Ponomarev. Everything looks good there. And let's sim this game against the Kings. At home against Los Angeles. Tomorrow we are in Nashville, and it's a 5-2 victory. So we continue to play good hockey. We get 2 assists from Afanasyev, 2 goals from Podkolzin, McNamara with a goal and an assist. Mangiapane has his 10th. Cousins has his 11th. We get 4. Yeah, that's crazy. 46 shots on goal to 20 for the Kings. Kolosov picks up the win, and we now have a game at Nashville. So, yeah, this one goes 4-3 victory. So we just continue to play good hockey. Look at the shots again. 40-30. Okay, a little bit more even that time. But goal and assist for McNamara. Goal and assist for Lindgren. Mangiapane with his 11th. Lindgren is 12th. Podkolzin is 12th. McNamara his 7th. And we win again. So 23-9-0 for the Omaha Harvesters. While on the other side, the Richmond Streetcars 11-13-4 out of the gate. Look at all those players on waivers. There's my guy, Hampus. Played a monster game last night for the Bruins against Tampa. You'll love to see that. I am, however, not going to be picking him up off waivers. I'm just happy that he had a good game last night. So yeah, it's weird because I'd like to win. If we can win in our first year, that would be great, especially considering we moved out some of the best players we took in the expansion draft to try to make things a little bit more fair. So we picked up a pretty good team, and we'll see how it goes. All right, so we are at home now we're at Minnesota. Dubois still out. What do we got going on here? Almquist is now day to day. Game unavailable still. Zegras still for a while. All right. Let's see what happens against the Wild. Another win. 2-1 this time. Wow. So we were down 1-0 going into the third. Then Nazar and Slavin in the third period. Nazar from Tuin and Mukhamadullin. Slavin from Krebs and McNamara. And we get the victory. Very nice. I think they said that Dubois is about ready, so we will sit Ponomarev and get Dubois back out there. And let's move forward. Rasmus Anderson is hurt. Did I miss that? I missed that. Ooh, 1 to 2 months. That's no good. All right, so we will put Ryan Johnson in. We'll move him to the injury list. And we will go. So good start here to this episode. 3 straight wins, right? 3 straight wins, I believe. And we're pulling away from the rest of the Central Division. Already 7 points up on Nashville. Almquist is ahead of schedule, so we can move him back to the roster. I don't know that I want to put him out there right now, though. I don't know who he would play for. We got Afanasyev centering that top line, which is fine until we get Zegras back. Yeah, we've had some players bump up to 3.5 star. That wasn't the case here at the beginning of the season. These young guys, Afanasyev, Podkolzin, they both went to 3.5 stars. Okay. At Carolina now. 4-2 win. Wow. So I think what we're going to do is what we did last time. I think I'm just going to go a month at a time here. So I'll do a month on camera, a month off camera. So we'll just sim up to January 1st. Maybe we'll make a deal right at the end of the episode. I don't know. We'll see. And then I'll do January offline. And then I'll come back and I'll do February with the next episode. So we went 4-2. Johnson comes back, has 2 assists. Forsmark with a goal. Mangiapane with a goal. Then Nazar and Slavin in the third. Slavin with a shorty. And we put 50 shots on, is that Peter Hamrla? Is that his name? At any rate, we keep winning. We just keep winning. 25-9 are the Omaha Harvesters. Yeah, we don't have anybody in the top of in the scoring list, and only Kolosov in wins. So we're doing it. I don't want to say with smoke and mirrors because we're putting up some good numbers, but yeah, I wouldn't have thought this is how this season would have gone. I mean, I'm not complaining, but I wouldn't have thought that's how this season would have gone. There's a 6-5 overtime loss against Toronto, so we still pick up a point. 2-2 after one. Robertson and Lindgren for us. They score 3 in the second. Too many Robertsons. Matthew Robertson, Nick Robertson, Nick Robertson, Nick Robertson. So Nick Robertson had a hat trick. We get a goal from Tuamala and Mangiapane. We get a goal from Lindgren. But they win it in overtime as Matthews scores. And we get 50 more shots on goal. So we are a very offensive-minded team. So we drop to 25-9-1 now. We have San Jose coming up. Last place Sharks, so that in theory should be a victory. Bruins with the 2 top point scorers in the NHL right now. Cousins is hurt. Ooh. He's only day-to-day, though. All right, so we will replace him with Almquist, and then we will replace Almquist with... No, we're going to leave Afanazayev in the center because he's just playing really well in that center position. So, but he's having a great year, but he's somebody that I would consider moving. He's not the kind of player I love, which is he's a super high talented offensive player with pretty weak defensive skills. I want somebody who's better defensively. I like players who are at least 14 defensively. Those are kind of the players that that I gravitate towards. We got a lot of 13s. Krebs is a 14. Yeah, a lot of 13s on our team here. And that was one of the reasons I like Mangiapane in the expansion draft, because he was 14s across the board. But I like forwards with 14 defense and defensemen with 16 defense. That's kind of, not my starting point necessarily, but that's what I look for in a defenseman. Anyway. All right, San Jose. I didn't want to go next week. It's not what I wanted to do. Let me go ahead and X out of that. So we win 4-1. Mangiapane a goal and an assist. Almquist picks up a goal. Afanazayev and Lindgren. Cool. All right, so I think, Cousins is back already. That didn't take long. That did not take long, so we'll put Cousins back out there for Almquist. Nazar is hurt, so we'll put Almquist out there for Nazar. And let's take on the Vancouver Canucks. And we win again. Yeah, we have to be buyers, right? We have to be. With how well things are going right now. So a second-round pick, really, that's all it took to get a second-round pick. I would have traded my second-round pick for this. Jack Eichel is out for 4 weeks. Okay. Two in with a goal and an assist. No scoring in the first. 7 goals in the second. Almquist, Mangiapane, 2 in, and Almquist for us. And then in the third, Mercer and McNamara. We just get a crap ton of shots on goal. It's really crazy. All right, next game against Columbus. Yeah, I think we have to be buyers. I don't think I can justify... Unless someone wants to give us a high draft pick or something like that for one of those players we have on the trade block, which I don't think is going to happen. I think we have to be buyers. We're playing too well not to be. Another 6-5 win. So now both of our goalies are in the top 8 in wins. Another 6-goal outburst to Tuamala, a goal and an assist. Mercer scores in the first. Afanazayev in the second. Tuamala, McNamara, Dubois in the third, and then we win in a shootout. I can't believe we're almost 20 games over 500. I didn't think we were that good. But we are 11 points up on Nashville. I mean, to be fair, the Central isn't all that good, but still 11 points up on Nashville. Best record in the NHL. So can't really complain. So we'll get to January 1st. We'll look at sort of the league stats, figure out what we need, and then maybe see if there's a deal out there that we can use to kind of fill that hole. So, all right, at Nashville, a deal that won't bankrupt us because I'm not keen about giving up draft picks this early. Another victory. Afanazayev with 3 goals and an assist. Wow. He's been so good. I mean, I talk about how he's not the type of player I want, but 76 game rating. He's averaging more than a point a game. And how could I even consider trading him? I couldn't, right? Put Coles in with his 13th. Afanazayev, 19 and 20. Slavin would score. We win again. All right, it's taking on our former team, the Buffalo Sabres, in Buffalo. Dylan Cousins getting a standing ovation as he walks back in to Buffalo, and we annihilate the Sabres 8-0. Wow. Blomqvist with a shutout, Krebs with a goal and 2 assists, Mangiapane, Krebs, Tuamala, Afanazayev in the first, Mercer in the second, Tuamala, Slavin, and Geekie in the third. How did the former Sabres do in their return? Ryan Johnson, a 76 defensive game rating, 72 overall, Forsmark 69, but had 2 assists. Dylan Cousins, it's a +1, 70 overall game rating. Oof, Kyle Masters. I don't know who that is, but Kyle Masters was a -5. And we put a hurting on both Portillo and they kept Luukkonen. Wow. 39-1 are your Omaha Harvesters here in their inaugural NHL season. Means I put together a good team, I guess. Rasmus Anderson ready to practice. Hardman traded for Rowan Kimmins. Connor McDavid, 1,200 career points at age 30. He's pretty good. Okay, the day before Christmas at New Jersey. So back-to-back shutouts now for the Harvesters. Blomqvist with a shutout again, so back-to-back shutouts for him. McNamara with a shorty. Lindgren has his 16th. Mukhamadullin and Tuamala. Wow. I'm amazed. We've lost 1 game in overtime so far this month. We are 10-0-1 in the month of December. That is crazy. So could we be the first expansion team to ever win a championship? Mangiapane is going to be out for 2 weeks with a knee contusion. We'll replace him with Nazar. Injury list. We've got Anderson, who's still out for 1 to 2 weeks. And Zagris, who's still 1 to 2 months. Okay. All right. At Montreal. Another victory. 11-0-1 in the month of December, and Afanazayev is second in the NHL in goal scoring. He has 2 more goals in this one. Blomqvist with another amazing game, stops 48 out of 50. Afanazayev scores twice. We have 2 shorthanded goals in the second period. We hold on as they score a couple in the third, but we win again. Got another game here today against Philadelphia. Ooh, there's the loss. So we finally lose a game in regulation in the month of December. It took until December 29th as we lose this one 6-3. Who got the start? Kolosov got the start. So, yeah, he hasn't played as well, but we get goals from Robertson, Forsmark, and Lindgren. Okay. They can't all be winners, right? They can't all be winners. We got Tampa coming up, which will be our last game of the episode. We'll take a look, like I said, at the team and league stats, and then we will sort out the trade deadline, or kind of what we want, and we'll take a look and see if anything is available. So let's sim this game at Tampa. (4-0) victory. So we went 8-0, 4-0, 3-2 with a 48 save game, and then we lose one, and then a 4-0 victory. So was that Blomqvist again? So Blomqvist has had 3 shutouts and then a 48 out of 50 performance in the one game where he didn't get a shutout in his last 4. Cousins 2 goals and an assist. So Buffalo representing here. Cousins 2 goals and assists. Forsmark 2 assists. Lindgren has a goal. And Almquist with a goal. So let's go ahead and end today. Let's get to January 1st. 33-10-1. We came into the month 21-9. So that is impressive. What are we doing here? Let's go to the next day. We are running away and hiding with the Central Division. Richmond on the other side, 16-21-4. Looks like they're going to miss the postseason. Best record in the NHL. We're 4 points clear of the Bruins. Player polls, we got nothing. McDavid, Shervin, Pospisil, Martin Pospisil. McDavid, Draisaitl, Brandstrom, Pedersen, Duclair, Ryan O'Reilly, Ryan Donato, Connor Hellebuck, and John Cooper. Top selling jerseys: Slavin, Mangiapane, Dubois, Cousins, and Zegras. Development report: Kolosov got better. Hasn't been particularly good, but he got better. Lindgren got better. McNamara, Tuamala, and Mangiapane got a little worse. There we go. Joel Blomqvist wins the goaltender of the month. He's 18-2. 18-2 on the season with a .922 and a .262. All right, let's look at our stats, and then we'll see what we need, if anything. All right, so Afanasayev still at a point a game, 45 points, 44. His game rating's up to a 77 now. Dylan Cousins, 42 points in 43 games. He's still at a point a game. The 20-year-old Marcus Lindgren, 18 goals, 14 assists, 32 points. McNamara, 22-year-old, only 3-star, but 22 years old, has 31 points. Mangiapane's been nice, 67 game rating, 16 goals. Wood Colson's been good, 28 points. Tuamala's 28 points with a -7. That line hasn't been great. Tuamala and Krebs haven't been terrific. Dawson Mercer's been okay. Robertson's been really good. He's a +20. Slavin's been all right. Yeah, I think if we're going to add defense, right? I mean, I'm not basing it off points. I'm looking at like game ratings and that sort of thing. And, most of our defensemen are in the, who's that? 75. Almquist, a 75 game rating in 10 games. Or the 24-year-old. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think if we're going to add defense. I think that's probably the goal or the plan. Goaltending stats: Blomqvist has been amazing, 18-2-1 with a .262 and a .922. Kolosov got better. Kolosov had a much better month, 15-8. That goals against came down from, what was it, 3.2 or something down to 3.09. Save percentage at .910. So we're getting really good goaltending and more than enough scoring. So we look at league stats. There's Afanasayev, 4th in goals. We've got Cousins is 11th in assists. Afanasyev is 13th in points with 45. Afanasyev second in plus minus. There's Anderson and Slavin. Dawson, Afanasyev, Mercer both lead the NHL in shorthanded goals. We don't have anybody in power play goals, nobody in penalty minutes, shots blocked, or face-off percentage. Goalie leaders: Magnus Krona with Seattle leads the league in wins. Carter Hart in losses. Goals against: Grant Riley with the Bruins, but I would say Kosa probably, or a goalie who's played. I don't think he's played 21 games. He's probably played half their schedule, so that's fine. Hellebuck still plays pretty well, really high goals saved over the average. Rodriguez, 37 games played. Kosa with 5 shutouts. Matt Villalta with a .931 save percentage. More leaders. Yeah, we ran into this with Buffalo too, so I wonder if there's something in the simulation settings, or if there's something I'm not clicking, because you see Buffalo has fallen off the list here. I wonder if there's something that I'm not doing that's causing this. Because it was the same thing with Buffalo. We always had the most in terms of giveaways and takeaways. We always did. I thought that was just a function of how we had our settings, but I don't know. I literally left all of our roster settings on whatever the default was. So I don't know if that's a setting in the game that's geared towards the player character, if you will, or me. I'm not really sure. Team stats: we are the highest scoring team in the NHL by far. Only team in the league averaging more than 4 goals a game. Our 2.89 goals against is 13th. No, our goals against is 7th. So 2.89 goals against is 7th. We have 150 shots more than the second place team. We're averaging 40 shots a game. Shots against, we're middle of the pack right there, 22nd. Face-off percentage, we are towards the bottom. Shot blocked, we are dead last. Hits, we are towards the bottom. Yeah, see that number, it's just, we've got 170 more shot blocks or takeaways than the Washington Capitals, which is a bigger gap than between 2 and 34. Giveaways, we have 130 more, which is more than the gap between 2nd and 34th. So maybe I'll ask the guys over at Franchise Hockey Manager if they have any ideas, because I literally didn't change any of our tactics. But with maybe it has something to do with the pressure. We reduce the pressure. Maybe that has something to do with it. Maybe the pressure and the hitting had something to do with it. So we'll change that and see what it says. Let's set our monthly budget. Okay, so that's actually going to drop if we leave everything the way it is. So we'll drop that there. I'm surprised that's not continuing to go up, given let's move that down to there and leave that there. Yeah. I'm surprised that's not going up given the success we're having. All right, so let's take a look really quickly at, are these all, yeah, these are free agents. These are all RFAs. I mean, he's an RFA, so if we went something like this, if we went like 4 years at $5 million, we have plenty of money. I mean, I imagine why can I not submit? Can I not submit because we're beyond that point in the season? Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to take him in the expansion draft, but if they don't want to sign him, I'll sign him. Whoa. To the Devils. Is he actually a free agent? I want to Can I get in here and look? Yeah, he's actually a free agent. Signing not possible. Okay. All right, anyway, getting sidetracked. Trading block. Alex Newhook. Again, I mean, he's a forward, but he's obviously quite good. Yeah, there aren't a whole lot of defensemen here. So I might see if we can do something offline, as I sim through January, between now and the next episode. Newhook wouldn't be a bad option. He's making $6 million. I mean, the money's not a factor, but I mean, I don't think we're going to get an answer right now. Like if I just went to player, see, I don't want to give up either of these guys. I really don't want to give up Alec Leonard either, that 15 defense. Yeah, I'm not really crazy about giving anybody up. Yeah, see, they're going to want a lot, which makes sense. I mean, it's Alex Newhook. He's in his prime. So if we're going to add, it's likely going to be either on the fringes or it's going to be an older player that maybe is still quite good, but towards the end of his contract and the team isn't looking for, like Mackenzie Weegar, for example. He's making $7 million this year, $7 million next year. We could obviously absorb that without any problem. He's very good defensively, passable offensively, good mental ratings, good physical ratings. We could probably pick him up for not a whole lot given what his contract looks like. But I think I'm going to hold off on that, and we'll wait till we get a little closer to the deadline because I don't want to move any of our young assets. And since we're playing so well, I want to give us an opportunity to try to win. So that's going to do it for this episode, guys. So between now and next episode, I will sim through January. There may be some deals. There may not if I can't find one that makes sense. But then we will come back and we will do February. Then I'll do March offline, and then we'll do April and the postseason in the episode after that. So we got a couple of weeks here before the postseason. And I might try to squeeze in an additional franchise hockey manager episode here and there over the coming weeks as my City of Champions playthrough is coming to an end probably within the next couple of weeks. As soon as I hit that 13th title, we're gonna call that an episode. So I'll have some additional room until Out of the Park 23 comes out. So I got about a month here to maybe load up on some franchise hockey managers. So that's gonna do it, guys. Hope you enjoyed the episode. I'll talk to everybody soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.